and gentlemen, hello. Hey now. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Line Talk 99.5. Andrew Mclain, Damian Mitchell in
What's
the
happening?
freaking house,
Hey, now.
man. John Bird in the freaking house. Actually, I forgot. Some elderly lady told me I can't say freaking anymore.
Why? Sounds so close to it.
I think she complained to corporate about me saying it. Didn't that happen?
She claims she did.
Well, she actually was going to complain to Val, and Bird's like, well, she's not here, but you can call corporate. I'm like, Bird, don't get him to call corporate. What are you doing?
They dry snitching. Yeah.
And his thought process was, I don't want to bother Val with this, so call Joe Cumulus. Oh, great idea.
Is that called a corporate? He's going up the ladder.
Just take it to the top.
Oh, my God.
I've only been pulled into one meeting with corporate HR on like a Zoom over something I said.
Really?
But the complaint came in and they asked me if I said it, and I said, that doesn't sound familiar. And so they went back and listened to my shows and couldn't find me saying anything like the accusation said.
Right.
And so it turned out to be fine, and they cut me loose. But
Dang, the trial of Andrew Mclain.
the thing in this business, people hear what they want to hear.
Facts.
And even if, they think they heard what they heard, there's a lot of cases where it ain't what you thought you heard.
And that's the thing, too, that people, to that point of people hear what they want to hear. The thing is, like, we record everything here, so we can pull it.
Yeah, we got it.
We got it. Like, we can pull it back and say, know exactly what we got it time stamped. Like, because we had a situation the other day with at the Regis Tradition, Coach Pete Golden from Ole Miss. Like, he dropped the S word multiple times
on y'all's show.
Yes.
Whose show was it?
Mac and Q.
Really?
They were there, and like he is a football coach. Like he has no media. Like I say, no media training, but he doesn't care about any of that stuff. And he was just letting it fly. I was like, whoa, hey, brother, hey, we gotta calm it down.
He's used to podcast world.
Yeah, right. Like, he was just letting it fly. Stephen Pearl dropped one too, and it was just like, hey, what happened on this Wednesday? Y'all good?
It's because of the world of sports podcasting.
Yeah, they get comfortable.
Yeah.
With that, which I'm cool with. Like,
we let it fly on this show if Donald Trump says it.
Right.
We don't dump it because we're like, what are they gonna do? Tell us the president can't say that?
And then also like the levels in which the coaches have to deal with in the sports environment, you're used to. Like, I'm so used to that. I was like, oh yeah, we can't do that on there, big dog.
Looking at the text line real quick, Craig says, glad you're getting a Highlander. I hate circumstances. You're getting it under, but as a dad, that's what he would want, John Bird. And that's exactly what he was thinking when he put that in his will, that he wanted that to go to you.
Just think about that Mustang.
Yep. He thought about it. That's exactly what he's thinking about. He's writing that down. He's like, who's got the biggest piece of Ishtar in my family? That would be my son, John Bird. Lily says, don't let that baby drive that car. We painted such a bad picture of that Mustang.
She's right. I've been thinking about it.
It's a good starter car, man. 16 years old.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's probably fun. I mean, I would personally drive it around for a little while before I actually pass it off to him, but I mean,
this morning I had to work on it to get it going.
Okay.
It had an excess of acid buildup on the battery cable.
Okay,
well, that's just a quick fix with a bottle of Coke.
Actually, at this point, blowing it up may put it out of his misery. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Maybe what the Mustang wants.
Yeah, I was like, just go ahead and take me down, dog.
Drew says, Jay Bizzle, I had the same Mustang, and I hated that piece of shite so much they constantly break down. Send it off a mountain man. I thought he said send it off to a mountain man, but he send it off of a mountain. Is what he's saying.
Well, I don't think it would make it up the mountain, so you could send it off.
That's the problem.
To be honest,
you want to help us get it up the mountain, buddy? Brian says might want to think about insurance cost on a Mustang for a 16-year-old. I don't think the insurance would be bad on that car. I mean, what's your insurance bid on that car?
It's about $400 a month.
No, it's not. No,
it's not. Look at that, David.
What?
No, it's It has gone up to 158 because of an accident I had.
Mine's $500 a month, but that's three. I think we got 3 people on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was about to say
3.
bro.
Well, it's 3 people a month. It's like 3 cars.
I got you. I was about to say, brother.
But my insurance company sucks, so I got to get in touch with Tony Truitt and get him to find me some new. I should just call them out, dude. I mean, they've been nothing but a freaking hassle. Man. I'm not going to tell y'all that it's Country Financial, but they've just been an absolute nightmare.
Gotcha.
Nightmare. You just did.
Oh, I did what?
You just said who they were.
No, I didn't.
You did?
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're right.
People hear what they want to hear.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, here we go. People hearing what they want to hear. This one says, Patrick says, the last Mustang I had was 96 with a 302 from a 89. It says board 30 over 303 X Ford racing cam. This is car talk. Edelbrock Victor intake, BBK short tube headers, SLP loudmouth exhaust, Coney suspension, spec stage 3 clutch, and a Tramac racing transmission.
Was he driving the Batmobile?
I know. I don't know what any of that means.
Driving a chick magnet's what he was doing.
He says, Mustangs are like women to me. I can't stop spending money on them, and somebody else has one a little faster.
Well, I got to tell you, with mine is like the ugliest woman in the world. You don't want to spend a dime. Yeah. You want her to foot the bill.
Slump buster. That's what we call
Slump buster.
Slump busters, man.
Walter says, I can print you some Patriot Missile ink pens. You want that? Yes, we do. Do you?
Yes, we do.
Walter, do you do pens? Because I need some good pens. Can you get us? Can you make if you do pens? Can you make us the line pens? If I get you the line logo, send me your email. I'll send you a logo.
There you go.
Let's see. Tom says, y'all see Alabama canned 3-star players? Three-star players, like players that are 3 stars, or 3 players that are stars? You don't know anything about that?
I hadn't seen anything.
Maybe Tom's making that up. Craig says, if you got a Mustang, you're going to spend money if you want to drive it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Boomer says Coach A.J. McCarron needs to pull back on his F-bombs. I mean, literally listen to some of his live locker room talks. I have seen that.
Well, see, that's the thing.
A lot.
See, that's the thing. That's the locker room.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the locker room.
Yeah. I guess as long as he's not doing them in interviews. But
right.
The Mustangs, the Birmingham Mustangs, the Birmingham Stallions, they have a habit of posting on social media those locker room clips.
Right.
And they don't. I would advise them to edit it just because you've probably got kids following that page and all kinds of stuff. And that's coming from me, which is like absurd to think I would say that. But for the children and people, you've got church people, you've got.
And see, that's the thing
don't want to hear it.
I have with like certain access. Like, listen, football is not a nice sport. Like, it's not. There are things said on a football field that anybody, anywhere would. But you can inflict as much pain on another human in a legal manner, but you got to do it play after play after play. Like, it is such a grueling time that when you get in a locker room, that's like sacred. It's almost like church. There are certain things that happen, that are said, that go on in a locker room that should never see the public light. And I feel as though sometimes, like, I can understand if you got like a hype video or something, you want to get, your people motivated. Like Kirby Smart. Anybody that's ever seen Kirby Smart's like halftime speeches or like things that are said in the locker room.
He's got a mouth on it.
Oh, 1,000%. But that's the kind of the mentality you got to have to play, depending on what position you play. Like, I don't expect a kicker or a punter to go out there and.
I think the UFL's made their identity as giving more access.
Exactly. This is what comes with it.
Yeah. And I'm fine with it. You as a player, you think that, you kind of need to keep that sacred for the players. And I agree with that. But I also think it is good for the fans to be able to see inside. But if you're going to post it on social media, I think you can post it. Just
you got to clean it up.
It'll just take you 2 minutes to beep out those words. I have to beep out words every day when I put audio together. You know, the stuff I play on this show. So it's not that hard.
No.
So just beep it out. You know,
Yeah.
he can drop
Simple.
all the F-bombs he wants. Just be cool.
Yeah. Be cool.
Let's see. Walter says CIA. Oh, he sent me his email. Okay. All right, cool. Walter, you actually going to do that for us? That'd
Let's
be
go.
dope.
Teamwork makes
Just,
the dream work.
if you do that, just mail them to the station. That would be super dope. AJ says Alabama did bench 3 players. They, quote, called in sick for practice, then got called out partying that night.
Who are the players? It must not have been like big name guys.
Yeah. Ann says my son's dream car at 16 was a Mustang until he tried to sit all 6'3", 260 pounds in it.
Yeah, he was in the back seat.
Justin says the Carolina Hurricanes put a goal horn sound in every locker room video when Coach Brend Armour speaks. He cusses more than A.J. McCarron. Yeah, anyway, back to the car real quick. I had a Mustang at one point as well. I think it was either a 99 or a 2000. It was the first year that they started doing the box headlights and taillights, the square ones. And it was my dream car through high school. That's
Really?
what I wanted. And I had it for just a few weeks, and I totaled it at like 4 o'clock in the morning on the highway.
Sweet Jesus.
Yeah.
That's the curse of the Mustang.
Yeah.
I love me a Mustang, but I love me a 60s Mustang.
Yeah, totaled it out. And now in high school, you and I were talking about during the break, in high school, our cars that we would have, you mentioned yours, take a minute to start. Just to get it, your Dodge Neon that you had.
Anybody in Maplesville that remembers about 2012, 2014 Damien, listen, man.
What color was it?
Black. It was a
okay.
hand-me-down. It was my aunt's old work car. She got a new car. I got that one. Listen, and I was coming out of when I started driving, we were coming out of recession, so gas was expensive.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I want to get on the road.
You
Then
didn't
my
care how
daddy
much
was
gas
like,
was.
"Hey, big dog, you see those gas prices, don't you?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You're going to figure it out."
Yeah, I don't. I always think of a Dodge Neon having, and I remember the exact models you're talking about, with
Man.
the round headlights.
Oh,
and-
it was. They talk
it's
about
a pretty
cheap-
ugly car.
Oh,
I mean, let's be
1,000%.
honest.
1,000%.
But I
it
always
was free.
remember them being obnoxious colors, like yellow.
Yeah,
or
mine was
something.
black. Mine was black.
You got lucky having a black one.
You ain't lying.
Me, when I was in high school, like my poor mom, who single mom, worked 4 jobs, and we barely got by. Like we had no money, and she we had one vehicle, and she did right after I turned 16. She did buy me a car, and it was an RX. And I don't even know how she got the money to do this. It was an RX-7, Mazda RX-7 with a rotary engine in it. I don't remember what year. I think it was like a 1990 RX-7, which is for car people. They like that car. It's supposedly like kind of a sporty car, and never got it running, not once. She bought that car, could never get it running. Friends that had shops could never figure it out because it was a weird engine. So that ultimately left us with the one car. And she, just for the sake of me being able to drive to school as a 11th and a 12th grader, I would take her to work in the mornings before school, drop her off. You can imagine being an adult and your kid dropping you off for work every day. Drop her off from work. Take my sister, who's in like kindergarten, first grade, drop her off at her school, and then me go to school. And then after school, I'd go pick up my sister and then pick up my mom from work and then take her to her second job. And it was a whole thing. But I thought, man, it was a 1996 Ford Explorer, I think.
Big dog.
6-disc CD changer in the armrest.
Let's go.
You ever seen one of those CD changers in a car?
No.
So what you'd do is you'd have the armrest, you'd pick it up, and it'd be this what would you call it? Like I keep wanting to say canister. It's like it almost looked like a VHS tape, almost kind of just a big plastic box, and it would have 6 little slots in it. You'd stick the CDs down in there, you'd put it down in there in the armrest, close it up, and then on the dial you would say which CD you want.
Okay.
And then flip through the tracks, and bro, dude, I was pimping. And of course the speakers were busted and everything else because I'd be playing rap music as loud as I could and just be like,
Man, I'll tell you what, I used to do the same thing, man. It's tough flexing in the Dodge Neon, dog.
Yeah.
I just had. That's when I knew I had some game. Like I had to spit because once you got in the fashion
You had to
side
make
of
up for it.
Yeah. I'd work my magic, and they were like, "So what you driving?" Close your eyes.
What was your first car?
Model T?
I'm done.
My fault.
It's a Model T.
My fault. My fault.
No,
I'll
it
look.
was a
That's actually really
it was a
funny.
1976 Ford Pinto, and yes, it was the exploding kind. That if you hit it from behind, it would burst into flames.
Yeah.
They found out later. However, I did get into several wrecks with it. But one great thing, that's how I got my music career started. Because my dad, we'd go to the junkyard and we would find the part and we would fix it ourselves. And I'd use the insurance money to buy keyboards.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Hey, that's
So
what I'm
that
talking
Pinto is the only Ford I ever liked. And I've had 90% of my cars have been Fords for some reason.
Are you old enough to remember what a Ford Pinto looks like? Oh, this is it right here. This is the Ford Pinto.
Hey.
Looks like something out of a 70s show.
about.
doesn't it?
I mean, hey, we got you from point A to point B. That's all
That's
that matters.
right.
And
That's all
wait,
that matters.
look
And
at
man,
your.
I scored in that car. Let me tell you.
Whoa, you scored?
Yeah.
Like you got.
That's the trunk.
Was this the trunk of your Pinto right here?
Yeah, but I didn't have a hatchback.
Oh, okay. You didn't have a big window in the back.
Not a big window,
That
but
doesn't
it was the
seem too
same
safe.
design.
That's kind of dope. But of course, when you're scored, everybody's gonna see it.
Yeah. Listen, like I said, you look up a Dodge Neon, it was difficult.
Yeah,
It was difficult, man. So I ain't gonna joke about it. Like, mine was tough.
All right, let's hit one more break. You got time to stick around to the bottom?
Yeah, I guess I'll go to
All
11:30.
right, let's do it. Quick break. More of the line coming up. All right, so we got Trump talking to reporters, which sadly, I mean, we only had 3 or 4 minutes left.
Yeah, it's all
anyway,
good, brother.
so, but just wanted to say I appreciate you coming in.
I appreciate the time, guys. It's been fun.
You're the best, man.
If you find a Dodge Neon on the market for Peyton, let me know.
I'll see what
And
I can do.
we'll get that hooked up. I appreciate you, brother.
See y'all, man.
Let's go to Trump live. He's on the lawn of the White House talking to reporters. Let's see what he has to say.
I know everything about it. Yeah, I have great respect. Are you from Pakistan? I have great respect for Pakistan and for the Field Marshal and for the Prime Minister. Yeah, I know that.
On the European Union yesterday, you talked about Italy and the withdrawal of troops from Europe, from Italy and Spain. Can you clarify with your words?
Well, I'm not happy with Italy and I'm not happy with Spain. And they feel it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. Anybody that feels it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon is not very smart. And it'll be a terrible thing in the future. If they were ever allowed to have a nuclear weapon, you would have problems the likes of which the world has never seen before, and it's not going to happen. And aside from that, right now they have no Navy, it's been wiped out, no Air Force, it's been wiped out. They have no anything. They have no anti-aircraft, they have no radar, they have no leaders, because frankly, their leaders are very disjointed. They have a lot of problems right now. They're not getting along with each other. Their leaders are not getting along with each other. So. We raised the tariffs on cars coming in from the European Union because the European Union was not adhering to the trade deal we have. So based on that, now, when they build their plants, of which they're spending over $100 billion, all countries, not just the Union. When those plants open, there won't be any tariffs. But we raised the tariffs because they were not, as usual, they were not adhering to the agreement that we have. We have a trade deal with the European Union. They were not adhering to it. So I raised the tariffs on cars and trucks to 25%. That's billions of dollars coming into the United States, and it forces them to move their factory production much faster. We have right now in the United States over $100 billion of car plants being built. It's a record. We've never had anything like it from all countries, Japan, South Korea, by the way, Canada, Mexico, they're all building plants in the United States. But the European Union was not adhering to the deal that we made.
All right, so we're going to just... Okay, there we go. I was waiting for audio to come back. Here he is again.
Because essentially most of their military has been wiped out. But we just had a conversation with Iran. Let's see what happens. But I would say that I am not happy. Their leadership is very disjointed, very argumentative with each other. They come back, one says one thing, one says another. They're very confused. Obviously, their country has been frankly decimated. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone. Many of their soldiers, unfortunately, are gone. They've got to come up with the right deal. At this moment, I'm not satisfied with what they're doing.
Did you decide against bailing out Spirit Airlines?
Well, I guess we're looking at it. If we could do it, we'd do it, but only if it's a good deal.
Claiming that they're preparing to shut down this weekend because they haven't gotten a deal.
Well, we're looking at it, but if we can't make a good deal, no institution's been able to do it. I said, I'd like to save the jobs, but we'll have an announcement sometime today. We gave them a final proposal.
Excuse me. Mr. President, it's day 60. Are you going to seek congressional authorization for...
Well, no other country has ever done it. It's never been, as you know, most people consider it totally unconstitutional. Also, we had a ceasefire, so that gives you additional time. But no other country's done it. We're in the midst of a big victory. This is a victory like we haven't had since Venezuela, okay, to be honest with you. We haven't had, but, you know, we have a country that lost its way. It really lost its way. That's our country in terms of the military. Now we have a great military. We're on our way to another victory, a big victory, and I don't think that it's constitutional what they're asking for. These are not patriotic people that are asking. You know, when they say, even the losers, even the ones that say all the wrong things, admit that it's been amazing what we've done. The strait is totally shut down. It's flawless. It's totally 100% shut down. Now, we've been dealing with Iran. They want to make a deal. They're not there. They're not with it. They're sort of, they get close, and then a new group of people come in. They don't know who their leaders are. They have no idea who their leaders are, but they're very confused, and that's because of the success we've had militarily. They essentially have no military. Let me just tell you, the war powers. So many presidents, as you know, have gone and exceeded it. It's never been used. It's never been adhered to, and every other president considered it totally unconstitutional, and we agree with that.
Will Iran affect your China trip, given the blockade?
No, the China, it's going to be amazing. The visit with China and Chairman Xi, that's going to be great. We have the trip with China coming up, and I think it'll be an amazing event.
Mr. President, if you can't get a deal on Iran, what next? What will you do?
Well, right now we have negotiations going on. They're not getting there. They are very disjointed. They're extremely disjointed. They're not able to get along with each other as leaders. They don't know who the leader is. Their military has been defeated. If we left right now, it would take them 20 years to build back that country, but we're not satisfied at this moment. Why would I tell you that?
You're an airline. What has been the holdup on a deal? Are they balking?
We're looking at it. We're looking at trying to help them. Something we're not looking to get involved with, but if we can, it's 14,000 jobs. I would say we're driving a tough deal, but it's one of those things. We'll do it or we won't. We'll have something for you today or tomorrow.
It seems like the other lenders are balking. They think they'll get bumped down in priority.
Well, they will. You know, we come first. Hey, you know what it is? USA first, America first. That's my point. Including with airlines, including with Intel. You know, we made an Intel deal. You know that, right? We made about $40 billion on that. And someday Fox and Peter is going to talk about it. But we helped out Intel, and we ended up making $40 billion. So we're looking at Spirit, different kind of a thing. But we're looking at Spirit, and we can help them, we will. But we have to come first. We're first. It's America first.
The CEO of Anthropic came to meet Susie Wiles a week or two ago. What is the latest on your position on that company?
Well, only that they had a very good meeting.
You had the CENTCOM commander come in here yesterday. Was he briefing you on a different approach, options? What kind of options? How would it look different?
There are options. I mean, do we want to go and just blast the hell out of them and finish him forever, or do we want to try and make a deal? I mean, those are the options.
Do you want to go blast the hell out of him?
I prefer not. On a human basis, I prefer not, but that's the option. Do we want to go in there heavy and just blast them away, or do we want to do something? They're a very disjointed leadership, as you can understand, Peter, very disjointed. I mean, they're not getting along with each other. And it puts us in a bad position. One group wants to make a certain deal. The other group wants to make a certain deal, including the hardliners. The hardliners want to make a deal, too. Why wouldn't they? They have no Navy. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft. They have no nothing.
There was some reporting this week that because of all the firepower required for Epic Fury, that there are people in the White House who are starting to worry about our inventory of bombs and missiles. Are you worried?
No, we have more than we've ever had, actually. Because all over the world we have inventory, and we can take that if we need it. but all over the world we have tremendous amounts of inventory, the best. For instance, we're stocked and locked and loaded. Right now, we have more than double what we had when this started. But, you know, we're all over the world. We're in many, many different countries, many different places, all packed up. Now, what happened is Biden came in like a stupid fool, and he gave a lot of what we had to Ukraine.
Right.
And $350 billion they spent. We don't do that. Everybody has to pay. The European Union pays us, but Biden didn't get money. He got nothing. But he gave a lot of the inventory away. Now, relatively speaking, it's not that, but it was a lot of inventory. He gave it to Ukraine. We built it up, but we have inventory from all over the world.
Are you going to go to the G7? The G7 is in France in June. Will you go to it?
Probably.
Mr. President, with the Lebanese and Israeli leaders meeting here soon? Mr. President?
President NATO.
What about NATO?
Did the king change your mind? King Charles?
No. King and I had a great, he's just a great person. He's a high-quality person. I love the job he did in Congress. He actually got the Democrats to stand. He's a wonderful person. She's a wonderful lady, a wonderful queen, and we had a good time.
Mr. President, will the Lebanese and Israeli leaders be meeting here soon at the White House?
Yeah, they're going to be coming.
When you go to this is going to be your first big public event since somebody tried to kill you on Saturday. Do you feel safe going to something like this today?
I don't even think about it, Peter.
Do you still support a pardon for Pete Rose, sir?
Oh, I think Pete Rose was great. I think Pete Rose should have been in the Baseball Hall of Fame a long time ago. A long time ago before his death. I think baseball did a great disservice by not respecting his achievements on the field. He was a great player. I knew him. I knew him well.
Sir.
He was a great player.
Will you pardon him?
It seems like it would happen with your blockade, and you don't have to restart the war, or you don't have to make a deal. Is that correct? Are you happy with the blockade?
The blockade has been unbelievable. Powerful, 100%. It's been actually unbelievable. If we left right now, we had a great victory, but we're not doing that. We're negotiating with them. Their teams are unbelievably disjointed, but we are negotiating.
Mr. President, the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 posted their biggest monthly gain since your first term, sir. Can you talk about what this means to you, the stock market performance, and do you believe that this is going to continue throughout the rest of your term?
Thank you. The stock market is hitting record numbers. We have more people working in the USA today than we've ever had working, as you know. It's in many ways. Now, when this war ends, gasoline and oil and everything is going to come tumbling down. But right now, as of this moment, the stock market has hit record highs. We have more people, again, working in the United States today than at any time in the history of our country. We are really doing well. Now, gasoline's high. Other prices are way down, but gasoline's high. But when this is over, you'll have a world without a nuclear weapon with Iran. If you allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon, the world would be in great jeopardy. So it's not going to happen. As soon as the war ends, the gasoline prices will come down.
You're going down to the villages. You're going to be talking to our seniors. You've delivered for seniors, no tax on Social Security, most favored nations. Can you talk about everything that you've done to help our senior population, sir?
Will be well. No tax on tips. We have the largest tax cuts in the history of our country also, and regulation cuts, and it's one of the reasons we're doing so well. So we have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for our seniors. We have no tax on overtime. And you know, something that nobody talks about, if you buy a car, if it's American-made, you get a deduction on interest for income tax purposes. And by the way, very importantly, right over there, the greatest, you're going to have the greatest ballroom ever built. It's on time, on budget, and it's doing great.
And Mr. President, you're going to be hosting the first ever UFC fight at the White House in 45 days, sir. Can you preview the event. Can you talk about the card and what
Well,
this
they
will
have
mean?
some of the greatest champions in the world. The arena, they're going to start building it over the next week. It's right here. It'll be about 5,000 seats. They'll have 100,000 people down by the ellipse with screens, and it's all free. It's going to be great. I got to go.
All right, that's a wrap for Donald Trump. A little bit in there, some random questions, but you had your normal, what are you going to do, this, that, and the other. Is he talking to more reporters? Is he still going? See if they've still got a feed on that. No, they don't. Okay. I noticed as I was simultaneously watching Fox News, they used to struggle because as he would go down the line, they would kind of lose the audio because you couldn't keep your microphone and cameras on him. They've obviously put multiple cameramans in the crowd, one at one end and one at the other, so they can keep up with him as he goes down the line and gets all the questions. But it's all kind of the same thing. I mean, he's reiterating the fact that he feels like the conflict with Iran is coming to an end. Iran has no leaders, is what he says. Iran's got no leaders. They're confused. They don't know. They're all arguing with the fight. When you talk about the fight within the war or the conflict, the fight is not happening with us. It's happening with themselves, and they're all jockeying for position and fighting for power and fighting for decision-making power. Now, they have provided Trump with a proposal, and he says, I'm not happy with it. I don't like it. He says, so we'll just sit here and let Iran continue to suffer. The other thing is when a conflict begins, the president has kind of a 60-day window before he has to go to Congress and get an approval for what would be a declaration of war. Now, you don't want to do that in this situation because Congress is not really working in the favor of the American people or national security or what's best overall, right? So Congress, you've got the entire Democrat Party that's going to be against it, and then you've got a handful of rhinos that are going to be against it. So they are looking to avoid that at all costs. Now, according to the rules, it is 60 days of active fighting. Well, their argument is, well, during a ceasefire, there's not any active fighting. And so there have been multiple ceasefires throughout this, which puts us well behind the 60 days. So as far as the Trump administration is concerned, there's no need to go to Congress to ask for approval to continue on with this operation because there's no fighting going on. And really, if that's going to be the philosophy that the Trump administration goes with, then they're not going to need congressional approval at all because how's Iran going to fight? They don't have a Navy. They don't have an Air Force. They don't have a military. They can't fight. The fighting is simply within Iran amongst themselves about who's going to decide what. And we're simply just sitting on the sidelines, sitting out in the Gulf of Oman, waiting on them to make a call. And in the meantime, we're just blocking Iran from exporting oil and making sure Iran's enemies are not sending any sort of reinforcements, as China once tried to do just recently, send in a boatload of gifts. I don't know if it was weapons or ammunition or whatever it was. And even Iran has attempted to export oil through the blockade, which did not work. All the while, Iranian military and foreign ministers are doing interviews saying that they are going to sink all the U.S. ships and obliterate any sort of American presence in the Middle East. And it's obvious that that's not going to be the case. They don't have the ability to do that. They're just simply talking big for their own base. Because, again, as you fight for being the one to be able to make the decisions, you have to be able to talk tough. You got to be able to show strength. Even the gay Ayatollah has allegedly put out a message. And I don't know if this is somebody doing it on his behalf or if he has gained enough consciousness to be able to put out a statement. But he essentially said the U.S. is not going to push us around. We're going to fight back, blah, 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 blah. it's apparent that the new Ayatollah is radical, just like his daddy, and is not going to play ball. So that's going to put you in a situation where the the Islamic Revolution that has been in charge of Iran for almost 50 years is going to have to be overthrown ultimately by somebody, because at this point, if the Ayatollah, who's on his deathbed, I say his deathbed, who's severely mangled and maimed, he's got nothing to lose. So why would he not just continue to he's knocking on death's door, likely, with all the problems that physical problems that he's got. And so he's coming from a mindset of, I'm this pervert Muslim extremist that wants my 72 virgins. And if I die sometime soon from hospital complications, I want to make sure that I'm in line with the Quran. So I got to stick to my guns. You got to have more level-headed people that are willing to make the decisions. It's not going to be the Ayatollah. So we just sit back and wait. Let them do the infighting. Let them figure out who's going to be the ultimate one making the decisions, and it'll be a better day for the Iranian people, and maybe the Persian culture even comes back at some point. At the end of the day, we really don't care. We don't care if they continue to wear hijabs or treat their women like second-class citizens. It'd be nice if they could get past that, but we're worried about one thing and one thing only. Well, two things. One, give us the nuclear dust. Give us the enriched uranium that you have. We're not going to allow you to keep it. And two, we're not going to allow you to control the Strait of Hormuz. We're not going to allow Iran to be able to use that as leverage in the future, at least until we change the global order as to who's controlling the flow of oil across the world. And maybe soon, who knows? That's going to be us. Maybe us and Venezuela, an unlikely duo. The United States of America, along with Venezuela, are now the oil titans across the globe, exporting oil and controlling the flow of oil all over the globe. Wouldn't that be an amazing day? At that point, if we control the oil, we control the cards. And that is who makes the ultimate decisions.
Fun King Friday, right here on the line. Fun King Friday, make you feel fine. All right.
I like that. Two zero 545 Noto Roofing, TORoofing.com, NotoRoofing.com. Your roofing guys, so happy together. You and Noto's going to be so happy together when they get your roof fixed. You're going to be like, dang, dude, Andrew was right. These guys are the ish. And they are, man. They're the best in the business. Get your free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. If you got issues, they will tell you, and then you decide if that's what you want to do, man. They'll help you file the insurance claim and everything else. Noto Roofing, 205-823, 205-848-2299. That's 205-848-2299. Online, notoroofing.com. Let me go back real quick to these text messages with the car stuff, and then I'll get into some headlines. Trucker Jack says, my dad gave me his old car when I got my license. It was a 1968 Dodge Cornet RT with a 440 Hemi 4-barrel carburetor, hooker headers, fuel exhaust.
Grief.
He made me sell it 6 months later because of the tickets I was getting. Leslie says, I learned to drive on a stick shift Mustang. It was fun. TJ said, I started driving in 2002. My first car was a 1987 Toyota Corolla two-door, no air, heat, or radio.
Oh, my gosh.
Boomer says, I pimped an 82 Chevy four-wheel drive hatchback Chevette. Dang. Jen says, my parents got married and drove off in a Ford Pinto. Did they
ever come back?
Yeah, I was going to say, did they just leave you and never come back? Don't forget the Pacer, says Greg.
Ooh, that was an ugly car.
Let's see. Tony says, Andrew, I think you made a mistake. If he's gay, Apollo. If he's a gay Ayatollah, maybe is what he meant. Why would he need 72 virgins? Well, maybe he thinks they're virgin men. Maybe they're butt virgins.
I was trying to get to you before you went there. I knew that was coming.
Walter said, here's a Hellfire missile pin I made. Oh, so he makes, these look like actual missile pins that he makes.
Oh, cool.
I don't know how he makes them. Because I was asking him if he's like, does he do printing and like making merch or whatever? But maybe he just makes like kind of stylish, cool looking pins. Well, just send us
I had
some
a friend who does that. It's a big deal.
Well, yeah, send us some missile pins. That whole thing about me getting him to make us the line pins may have been out of the question. I was just spitballing. Brian says, I'm not saying that was gay, but you might need to invest in some Kentucky jelly. What was gay?
Oh, I don't know.
Did somebody say something gay?
I don't know. Did you? I didn't.
Taylor says, got a good cover song for y'all. The Dead Kennedys covering Take This Job and Shove It. That wouldn't be a bad one.
Look that up.
Tommy says, my first car was Mom's hand-me-down, a 1986 Impala wagon. Chick magnet, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
Craig says, the first car I got to drive by myself, 77 LTD, That was a Land Cruiser.
Oh my gosh, LTD, that's a boat.
Sam says in '87, I paid $300 for a used 1968 two-door Plymouth Valiant with a 318 in it. I miss that car.
Man, that's a good price.
Yeah, I think that's all we got on the car stuff.
Hey, let me do this real quick. I'm dying to play the nickname song.
Oh, yeah. We got time to do it?
Yeah. It's short. It's only about a minute or so.
Okay, so remember you guys texted in. You said, I want to change my name to this, this, and this. And John Bird actually wrote them all down to change your names on the text lines. And these are all the suggestions that we got in the form of a song.
Yep. Here we go.
Tracy, Lily, J, headboard, Goku, Barf, Alapuke, Mike, Honcho, Booger, Sniff, Iggy, Trace, Juicy, Josh, Professor, Nipple, Whip, Skid Mark, Law Dog, King, Ding-a-ling, Tripod, Swamp Dog, Duke, and Ekum, Pile Driver, J.G. Tree, Rock Hard Geologist, Pile Driver, J.G. Tree, Rock Hard Geologist.
Tracy, Lily, J, headboard, Goku, Barf, Alapuke, Mike, Honcho, Booger, Sniff.
Wow.
Iggy, Trace, Juicy, Josh, Professor, Nipple, Whip, Skid Mark, Nog, Law Dog, King, Ding-a-ling, Tripod, Swamp Dog, Dookie, Nuke, and Pile Driver.
Wow.
Jaggy 3, Rock Hard Geologist, Nipple Whip.
Wow. Well, that was great. That was really good. How about that?
Who knew? Nasty Nicknames would make a great country song.
Nasty Nicknames right here on the Line Talk 99.5.